What's up, watchers? Will here with a Star Wars topic video for you, and I feel like with this topic I have to be very careful of what I say and how I say it. So recently a 46-minute re-edit of The Last Jedi has been released under the title The Last Jedi, the Defeminized Fan Edit, aka the Chauvinist Cut, which essentially works to cut out any and all presences of women from the movie. The summary page for it reads, basically The Last Jedi minus girls' power and other silly stuff. It would probably be easier to make a list of things that were kept instead of things that were changed. Hardly any scene got away without cuts. The resulting movie is, wait for it, 46 minutes long. Yeah, I know, it's not ideal, it's made from a cam source, the most recent HDIC one with the Asian hard subs, which is pretty watchable. It has issues, but it had to be done. You will probably enjoy it most when you view it less as a blockbuster movie and more as some kind of episode from some non-existent mediocre Star Wars series. Here is a short rundown of changes. Spoilers, full list in description.txt. No whiny/reluctant/murderous psycho Luke. No Haldo. She simply doesn't exist. Her whole subplot doesn't exist. The kamikaze is carried out by Poe. Equals Poe dies. Leia never scolds, questions, nor demotes Poe. Leia dies, Kylo kills her. Kylo is more badass and much less conflicted and volatile. Kylo takes on more of Snoke's guards, Rey struggles with a single one. No bomber heroism by China Girl in the beginning. No Canto Bite. No superpowered Rey. Luke is not a semi-force ghost and is smashed by the first laser cannon shot. Sorry, I just had to. Phasma is finished after the first blow by Finn. Women are naturally weaker than men, she isn't force sensitive, and we know nothing about any exoskeleton in her suit. Asian chick speaks less, doesn't bully Finn, Finn doesn't try to escape, she is never formally introduced, she's just there and occasionally smiles at Finn or screams, "Finn!" She has no sister, serves her right for all the heinous stuff she did. Lots of little cuts reducing the number of female facial shots, too many to count, pun intended. Quite a few scenes rearranged so that the flow of the shortened movie is still somewhat coherent. Obviously, it's far from perfect. The source is not even on DVD level. Some of the technical edits were slacked because why not? It's a cam source, e.g., some masks and Snoke disappearing. Sometimes there's an extreme zoom despite the mediocre quality. There are plot holes and continuity errors, and some cuts are not as smooth as they should be, especially audio transition-wise. But for what it's worth, it can now at least be viewed without feeling nauseous about most of the terrible big and small decisions they made in this film. Also, at least the intro sequence is now very watchable and actually much cooler without all of Leia's nitpicking. Now it's all one united resistance fighting without inner conflict, and that's much more satisfying to watch. Due to the extreme shortening, the whole movie is much more fast-paced now, at times unfortunately also rushed due to a lack of usable filler footage. Wow, that is beyond words to describe it. Now, those that worked on the film, ironically, the men, like Mark Hamill, John Boyega, and director Rian Johnson, have basically laughed at the ludicrous fan edit of the film, which I think is the appropriate reaction to something like this. Now, I can't tell people to go like the actual Last Jedi movie. I enjoyed it, but acknowledge it has its flaws. But in all the arguments I've seen against the film, despite some believing it pushes feminist agenda, the problems with it weren't overwhelmingly related to female actresses. Fans had problems with story, pacing, character representation, but I don't think the answer to it is just cutting women out of it entirely. Honestly, I think the cast had the best reaction in that they just kind of laughed at it. It all is just kind of silly. Only thing I can really say is that I'm surprised that this guy, or group of people, found a decent looking recording of the film in order to do this cut in the first place. Then they go home, crank up the old video editing software, and meticulously go through the movie and cut out as much of the women as they can. It just kind of feels like a waste of time and effort. If you love The Last Jedi, I understand you. And if you hated it, I also understand where you're coming from. But I think we can all agree this is just really kind of a random move from some fans. And apparently in response, someone did an edit of Saving Private Ryan and cut all the men out of it. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. All in all, I think we all have better things we can do with our time. Some fan edits can add to the experience, but I think the people who make things like these are just kind of taking an L. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this rather silly fan edit? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, Hybrid Network. Also, consider checking out our website and Patreon for more content. I'm Will, and I'll see you next time.
Check out our Facebook and Twitter. Also, check out our website for the latest news articles and editorials. Also, please donate to our Patreon if you'd like to see us get better with our content. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate it all.